We're on. Good. Let's see, is this recording? Okay. Well, how about that? Let me check YouTube real quick. Hey guys. Hey everyone. Just let me check one thing. Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Everything seems to be working. Oh, it's only taken about a year of getting everything sorted, but it seems like everything's working now. Fantastic. All right, let's see. The main video is working too. Good. All right, excellent. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, how is everyone doing tonight? The chat is not popping up on where it should normally be popping up. Why is that happening? Let's see. Guys, if anybody is in Twitch, basically, if everyone's in their own platform, can you just say a hi to see if it's working? Because for some reason, all right, now it's starting to show up. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone can hear me, no? There we go. Now it's coming. All right, now it's a little late. It was having a little glitch. Irim, you're modding from your phone. I don't worry about it. Seriously, you don't need to worry about it. It's okay. As long as everyone behaves themselves tonight and, my hands are free, I can help. Hey guys, how's the weather where all of you are? Like here, I'll tell you, the past couple of days it's been really nice. What are we at right now? We're at 23 degrees. It's nice. It doesn't feel like it's 23. It feels more like it's like 19, 18. You're coming in 5 days. You mean to Barcelona, or you're coming, or 5 o'clock? Because it's 5 o'clock now. Actually, it's 5:03. Hey guys, oh thank you for the follow, Miranda. My goodness, the chat is just flying by tonight. Hey guys, not so hot in the Caribbean. Really? Where in the Caribbean are you? It's not so hot in the Caribbean. Florida is cooler than usual. Really? In Florida, it's 90. Ooh. Ooh, it's muggy too, isn't it? Like I haven't lived in Florida, but my great grandma used to live there. I still have family. Well, my great uncles that I think are still alive. I still live there, and it's muggy. It's very muggy in Florida. During August, because in Arizona, when I used to live in Arizona growing up, August was bad. Like that was the month that you did not want to be in Arizona because we used to get flash flooding. The ground is so hard from being dry that when it rains and it just starts pouring out, the water cannot be penetrated by the ground. So the topsoil is just too like dry and compacted. So what happens is all the water rushes off the mountains, and then all that water goes down through the valleys. And sure enough, it's pretty bad in Arizona, in Tucson specifically. I don't remember Phoenix because when I lived in Phoenix, I was a baby, so I don't remember that. Oh, you do get flash floods. Okay, all right. Well, that's not good. It's a funny thing. It's like in the Northwest, it used to rain so much. Like, honestly, in Western Washington, it's a rainforest. I remember one year it rained more than 23 days straight. All right, it wasn't like a lot of rain, 23 days straight. It was just consistent, like sprinkling, and times it was a little heavier and whatnot. But it was horrible. Like, I remember a back pond, and if this was a video, I'd show you guys, like, my old house that I used to live in. I think I have a photo or two left. But we used to have a pond in the back, and during the rainy season, that used to almost overflow, and we had fish in there, so it wouldn't be good because the little fish would try to get out. James, come to India, like Nick. What? Nick's in India? Is Nick in India? Well, he's traveling a lot. The thing is, I would like to come to India. I really would, guys. Hey, if I can get a collaboration with Chef Ranver, I would do it, definitely. I could do it this year if Chef Ranver would get a hold of me. Rain for 23 days only? Yeah, but you have to take into consideration in the Seattle area, like in the Northwest, 23 days of rain is not a great thing. Yeah, I mean the ground is super soft. The telephone lines, the poles are above ground. When we have ice storms during the winter, obviously those would fall over, and then we'd have other issues. We wouldn't have power. Seattle, we don't do good with like a lot of rain. Seriously, I mean we need it obviously because it's very green. It's the evergreen forest, but when it gets to be almost a month straight, Houston gets more rainfall in a year than Seattle. Does it? Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Hi, Mighty Wolfie. How are you? Hey guys. Hey Stargazer. Oh, I'm doing excellent. How are you guys doing? Fort Worth gets flash floods. Yeah, oof. It's a little dangerous too when you live in an area. This is why it's better to live uphill in the foothills. Mount Rainier is the plus part of Seattle. Yeah, well, I know, but this is the thing. Like when I used to live in the Northwest, I used to live in Kingston, Washington, so we were on the peninsula. But then again, I also lived in Friday Harbor and I also lived in Gig Harbor. But I remember having to go to Enumclaw for the Highland Games during the summer. And Enumclaw, if nobody's been to that area in Washington, is a very pretty area. It's a lot of farmland, or at least there was like 10 years ago. And it's super, 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 super pretty, but it's close to Mount Rainier. And if Mount Rainier goes, like if that volcano erupts, and keep in mind, Mount Rainier is a big volcano that is very close to Seattle, that will be catastrophic. It'll probably be kind of like what happened to Mount St. Helens back in the 80s. Hey, James. Connor, hey, James. I'd like to hear your opinion on menu design. I've helped a few restaurants open. Oh, really? And I've always believed that the menu should, well, the chat is moving, should come from the equipment and staff, but I've seen the opposite happen. Menu design? Well, for me, like I used to help my dad with this because I personally have never opened a restaurant on my own. I've helped my dad. My dad was an executive chef, and he used to ask for a bit of my help, obviously, when we opened our restaurant and everything else. The thing is that you have to take into consideration a lot. You need to see what the demographics are in your area, what the competition is, what niche you want to go through, or what niche you want to be in, because it doesn't do you any good if you are in the middle of, let's say, a chain of restaurants that are all Italian places and you want to open up Italian. Yeah. So it depends on what you want. The thing is, with the menu design, the menu design will directly affect the type of clientele that you want to attract. If you have a very basic menu, a lower, cheaper menu, you're going to attract people that don't want to spend a lot of money. If you develop a more posh menu, meaning that you have beef Wellington on it, you have very elegant dishes on there that are going to cost a lot of money, you're going to attract a higher clientele. This is why you don't see a lot of people that just want a burger go to a Michelin star restaurant. It doesn't mean that they don't make it. They do, and they may make it a little deconstructed, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. I mean, just for like a little burger joint or a little mom and pop's restaurant, it doesn't take that much effort to create a menu. Then again, if you want to try to get a star, then you would definitely need to, like, if you don't have any experience, you would need to consult other chefs that have had experience gaining a star. Oh, thank you, Adam, for the donation. How do you cook tomato soup that is not tart acidic? Well, Adam, the thing is, if you want to make it a little less acidic, what you can do is to at least sweeten it. You can add sugar, but that won't get rid of the acidity. So you can add a little bit of baking soda, just a little bit, which will nullify the acidity. But if you have an acid problem with the tomatoes, either one, you can change the tomatoes, so use a tomato that's sweeter. So you can use either cherry tomatoes, you can use even Roma tomatoes will be okay. If you want to go a little more expensive, get San Marzanos, which actually would make a really nice tomato soup, by the way. So you can get those, but even then, yeah, you need to taste it. But if you're somebody that gets a lot of heartburn with eating tomatoes, it may not be a good idea to be making tomato soup. You may want to stay away from very acidic foods. Could you swap tomato for bell peppers to make like another type of soup? Yeah, you can. Definitely. I mean, I've never made strictly like a pimiento or like pepper soup before. I haven't even really seen one, but you can do it. You can. There's nothing to say that you can't. You're just gonna have to make a lot of. You're gonna have to cut up a lot of peppers. Well, that, and I would suggest adding some chicken stock to it. Yeah, experiment. That's the best thing. I mean, technically, the good thing about soups is that if you want to be very basic with like a meal plan and you don't have any experience, starting with soups is a great way on practicing your knife skills, your cooking skills, and experimenting in the kitchen. So if you want to learn on how to like, oh, we're going to make something a little more elaborated, then start with soups. It's easy. I mean, right now where we are is, at least in the northern hemisphere, it's not the best time of year to be doing hot soups. So you can still make them. I mean, if you want a soup, it doesn't matter. Basil tomato or tomato soup, you can eat that any time of year that you want. But other heavier soups, especially the more local soups that are here in Spain and Catalonia, they're more for the winter. Trust me, like if when it's 40 degrees out here in the summer, the last thing that you want is a hot soup. I mean, I have my cup of tea here, but that's still not the same thing as a hot soup. No, Siberian dishes. I don't think I have actually. No, no. Who's the YouTuber that I really want to collab with? Well, besides Uncle Roger, Jamie, Gordon, I don't know. There's a list. There's a long list. Well, hey guys, tomorrow I have another video that, like for everybody that's on my other chat, I'm sorry because I'm looking at this one because that's where the camera is. If I miss your chats, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but no, for tomorrow, I'm going to be posting another video with a new YouTuber that I haven't reacted to before. So he's a smaller YouTuber, so maybe he'll respond. I don't know. We'll see. He also shouldn't. He doesn't live that far away from me. Why is it that I'm in four chats? I don't know. That's better for me. It pushes the videos up. That's good. If anybody can get on all four chats at once right now, that'd be fantastic. You can keep all the screens on. Oh, hey, yeah, Miranda. Speaking about Vincenzo, I think I just saw on Insta. Vincenzo's in Italy right now. He just got there, so I'll have to get a hold of him. I mean, normally Vincenzo's super busy in the summer, so unless I actually make it over to Italy, I don't think I'm going to be doing a collab video with him unless I actually go because he has his what is it? He has his group things that he does, his group tours, and he has to do a killing. He has to make a killing with that because he only does it during the summer, and it is a lot of work. I know that Vincenzo puts a lot of work into it. And if anybody has been on one of Vincenzo's tours, can you please share a little bit about what that tour is like? I mean, I don't think each and every tour is the same. I think he changes it, which is also very cool. Because last year he was doing one tour through a few of the cities, and then another one he was saying that he's shucking oysters in the Adriatic on a boat, and it's like, well, that sounds nice. Raphael, James, something I would love to work towards in a few years is to study abroad. I love traveling. I really want to study European cuisines and Asian cuisines. Well, Raphael, if you get a chance to work overseas, I can't like since I've already done it, I'll give you a little bit of advice. You need to take into consideration the working conditions, okay? If you want to do traveling and work, all right? In Asia, I have some friends that are working in Asia and they don't get that many days off a year, like a week, if that. In Europe, it's a little bit of a different situation. The best country, at least for hours, that I've ever worked was France. All right, the bureaucracy is a nightmare, but you only get to work 35 hours a week. And overtime, they are very strict about. So you're probably not going to be working overtime. Morgan, I did watch. I only see Meti in my local supermarket in Vincenzo. All right. Oh, a lot of you guys are talking to yourselves. Oh, this is good. All right. So, what about Guga? I don't know, Mike. What about Guga? I haven't heard from Guga. I saw him in Prague, or not Prague, sorry, in Lisbon last year. Right around this time, actually. About right around this time. You should make a video on butter chicken with San Marzano tomatoes. That would be interesting. That would. That would be. I mean, normally when I make my butter chicken at home, I use either Roma tomatoes or I use some Colgar tomatoes. Really, I use any tomatoes that I need to use up. It's a great recipe, honestly, if you need to. But what is this? How can you just work 35 hours in a week in a kitchen? Well, Sebastian, that's the thing. That's why I was shocked. Okay, like I was in like my first week in France. I was talking to my chef and Alexi, and he was telling me, he said, James, in France, we don't work any more than 35 hours a week. And I was saying, but Alexi, why? He said, trying to get a Frenchman to work more than 35 hours a week, he'll be protesting. So I don't know. It's just they're very strict about the working conditions, which is good, at least for the workers. So, I mean, if you don't want to work more than 35 hours a week, you can get two jobs and you can work 70 plus hours a week and have double paychecks. What type of chopping boards are the best? Well, the best type of chopping boards, if you're going to be working in a kitchen, you're going to be needing to use like a synthetic one because of health and safety regulations. They don't typically allow wood boards in a lot of countries. Like, unless they change the rules in the US, they won't allow you to use a wood board. However, a wood cutting board at home is something that I prefer. One, you stay away from plastics, and two, it's better on the knives. It really is. But it depends on the type of board. Boss is a good one, but they're not cheap. So anything, a cheap bamboo board will work until it starts to fall apart, and then you need to get another one. Or you get a wood chopping block, yeah. But 35 hours, that's a lot. S- Oh, wait a minute. Wait. So, all right. So 35 hours is a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. That's not a lot of hours, huh? A lot of hours is 120 plus hours a week, okay? I've worked some of those weeks. That's a lot of hours. Are you kidding me? 35 hours a week. You know how many chefs would kill to get a job that's 35 hours a week? And is a full paycheck. Oh my goodness, because his salary is not hourly. My goodness. I know a lot of friends that would honestly fight for that job. Like, seriously. Because the thing is, over here in a lot of EU countries, I can't speak for every single country or every place, but the majority of places is salary, it's not hourly. Oh, thank you, Beast already. Thank you for the donation. James, let's see. Maybe it's just me, but you look a bit like James Roloff, the angry gaming nerd. Yeah, I know. A lot of people say that. I mean, I don't think I do, but thank you. Yes. What's funny is that the other day, if anyone's in Discord, somebody, I forget who it was, but somebody posted literally a still photo of me next to Homelander from The Boys. And you know what? It's not that far off, huh? Not that far off, which is a little scary. Oh, wow, really? Yep, James, the only place, so you'll get a 37.5 hour chef job in the UK is probably NHS. Really? An NHS? I didn't even, first off, I didn't know that they had chefs in the NHS. It makes sense, obviously, in the hospitals. But, woof, 37 hours in the NHS. That's good, huh? That's a good schedule. Yeah. When you work for a restaurant or a hotel, you literally sign your life away. Literally. It's in ink. 35 hours is nothing. It's a Tuesday here. Yeah, I know. I know, guys. I know. All right. I'll tell you, if anybody has like their worst kitchen experiences, uh, keep it civil, keep it PG. All right. But let us know in the comments. Plot twist: Chef James is the Homelander guy cosplaying as Chef James. You never know, Rada. You never know. I, as someone with family working in the NHS, they typically work 50 plus hours a week. Okay. Well, it makes more sense if they work 50 plus hours a week, but still, I mean, 50 plus. If anyone doesn't know what the NHS is, that's the National Health, like, it's the National Health in the UK. So obviously, a lot of the nurses and doctors and everybody, they have to work long hours. They typically do. But yeah. All right, chef, what's this cryptic? Chef, have you ever had kitchen fire situations? Yeah, I have. I didn't start it, but I've had a few like coworkers start it. Oh my gosh. It's been a bloody nightmare. Like, all right, I'll tell you about a couple. Okay, let's see. We in London, this was back in 20, I think it was 2016 or was it 2015? Late 2015. So back in late 2015, we had an Italian chef who was starting on the fish section. I forget his name. I think it was Giovanni. I forget. Anyway, he was a little cocky, okay? And I don't know how he did it, but normally we would keep our oil that we needed to use to cook or saute with, we would keep it in like a bain-marie next to the stove with a ladle. So you have a big like a big pot or whatever, a bain-marie, basically little pan that you stick next to the heat source, not on it. It's all metal. You put the oil in there, you leave a ladle in there, and then when you need to add a little oil to your pan, you just pick it up, put a little oil in, and you start sauteing. This was in the mise en place kitchen. It happened downstairs. And we had like another 5 or 6 pots going on, and everybody's fighting over the center heat section, right? And he had to cook some fish, right, to start just before service. Or what was he cooking? No, sorry, it wasn't the fish. What was it? It was mushrooms. That's what it was. It was mushrooms. It was mushrooms. All right. So in any case, um, yeah, it was mushrooms. In any case, so he started. Yeah, he missed the pan. He took about a good ladle size, so about 5, 6 tablespoons. It was about of oil. Poured it directly on the heat source, and just under the French stovetop, which is a flat stove, there's like a massive bloody fireball under that, and there's an opening. Well, of course, what happened? And the oil seeped down, it caught light, and sure enough, we had a big fireball pop up. All right. So everyone was, all right, a little concerned about that. So one of the cooks smartly took one of the larger stew pots that was on the stovetop and shoved it over the fire. Okay, we put the fire out. Good. All right, about 20 minutes later, he's cooking his morels, the mushrooms, and, well, there's no nice way to put it. He fucked it up. Yeah, big time. Like, and morels are extremely expensive. Okay, and the chef was so angry with him. Yeah, he screwed up about $150 or pounds, I should say, worth of morels that he said is coming out of his paycheck. Okay. Then during service, right? Then about 2 hours later, we were upstairs in the show kitchen in lunch service, cooking away. We were busy. And sure enough, he does it again with the bloody oil. This time, though, he didn't just take the ladle and drop it. No, no, no. He knocked the bloody bain marie over, which is not easy to do because it's normally shoved up against the wall, so your arm's not going to hit it. I don't know what the hell he did. He just knocked the damn thing over, and we had about 2 cups worth of oil, olive oil, pour across the stovetop, big fireball. We had to get some baking soda or whatever we had on hand at the moment, salt, whatever, to put out the fucking fire. We had to turn off the gas. Oh, it was a pain, yeah? Honestly. No, 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 serious. And then I have another story. So, a few years later, I was working at one of the local restaurants here just to make some extra money. This was after I came back from France, and I was cooking with another. I was with another Italian, so it was just the two of us during lunch service. Well, after lunch service, I was in the walk-in, the fridge, taking inventory, and then all of a sudden I hear no, 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 and like in Italian, no. So he was screaming, and then I shout to him. I said, "What the hell's going on?" And I said, "No, no, James, don't worry, nothing's happening." I I didn't believe that. I opened up the fridge door and saw the entire amount. We had 2 fryers. He emptied 1 fryer, and he didn't put the bloody tray that was in the other one under the one that he was emptying. He emptied the entire fryer, and it flooded the kitchen with hot oil. This was hot oil on top of it. And we had like 20 minutes before dinner service. And I told him, I told him this. I said, "You have 10 minutes to fix this situation. I'm going to go back into the walk-in. When I come out, I want to see the kitchen effing clean. If it's not, you and I are going to have a little talk." Well, sure enough, it was freaking clean in about 12, it was about 12 minutes. I give him a few more minutes, but it was clean after that. He even cleaned the fryer on top of it. He worked really quickly. But my goodness, I have a lot of stories. I have a lot of kitchen stories. Let's see, Raphael, I'm just a college student, but I love learning new cuisines to expand my arsenal. Well, Raphael, then you definitely should take a sabbatical year or whatnot after you get off of school or out and travel a little bit and see if you can work in some different places. Honestly, if you really enjoy learning that much. Yeah, Demon. Yeah. Damon, yes, yes, yes. I did actually walk back into the walk-in to cool off a little bit because it did anger me, I have to admit. Okay? We were all set for service too. It was like we didn't have that much of an issue going on. And then all of a sudden, this bloody catastrophe with the hot oil all over the kitchen. No, 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 no. Okay, wow, I've ignored my chat quite a bit. All right, any questions, guys? Lots of problems get resolved in the walk-in. They do. Yeah, they do, huh? This is the only part in the kitchen where there are normally no cameras. So if you need to do anything, you go to the walk-in. How do multi-floor kitchens work, chef? Well, Cryptic, in London, what we had was typically in England, or specifically in London. My dad also worked in a few places in London, and a lot of places, what they have is they have a mise en place, the work kitchen underneath in the basement. You have no bloody windows. You have nothing. Like if you need to escape, like actually, I don't even think it would pass in a lot of places in the US. But if you had to escape, it's a stairwell up. Yeah, it's not safe. Anyway, what we had was we had an elevator that could take all the trolleys and everything up to the main floor. But physically, we had to pick up our gastros and all of our trays and everything and physically either put it in the elevator, or if it was full, we had to physically pick everything up, carry it up the stairs, the only way up and down, and physically carry all that crap up to the mise en place, or sorry, up to the show kitchen, which was upstairs. And the show kitchen is extremely pretty. Normally, All the work that you want to get done in the morning, you do in the work kitchen. So all the soups, all the stews, all the purees, everything. The Thermomix is downstairs, the heavy equipment's downstairs. The only thing that's upstairs, normally in a show kitchen, are the pretty things. That's the Rationale oven, that's the Jasper oven, well, we had big Rationales downstairs as well, but the Jasper oven, that's all the nice and pretty equipment that you see. Why? Because when guests walk into the restaurant, at least in Berner's Tavern, they had a glass sliding door. Yeah. So you could physically see into the kitchen. And since I don't know how much they actually spent on the reconstruction of this place, but they spent millions. Actually speaking about this, the place where the Edition Hotel is in London used to be old townhouses that they converted into a hotel, a boutique hotel with a restaurant. And it's part of, the Edition brand is part of Marriott. So all of it's a Marriott. But the Edition brand was it was a cool brand to work for. It really was, because it was more with celebrities, more with money, more to do with all of this, but boutique. So it's not the same as the Ritz-Carlton, but it is more on the wealthy side. This is when I first cooked for the Saudi royal family. They came in one night. They came in 20 minutes before we were closing for service. 50 of them, okay? 50. So the good thing about it was the majority of them ordered lamb, and we had a bunch of lamb already ready, thank God. But that was a hard service to get through. I love Marco Pierre's masterclass videos. They've become a regular event in my house. Oh, that's good to hear. That's excellent. No, Marco Pierre White is a very, very, very good teacher. Raphael, at the moment, I'm doing some volunteer work and dishwashing a few times a month, every month for the past 2 months. Well, keep that up. If you get to do some dishwashing or some cleaning in a restaurant that's a little more posh, like a higher end fine dining, you'll probably learn more just being in the atmosphere. What's the craziest client you ever cooked for? Craziest. I've had some weird stuff. Oh, I had one. I don't even know who they were. It was in Hotel Arts, and they wanted, what was it? They wanted a heart. Okay. They wanted a poached egg, and I don't know if it was something to do with the waiter at the time. There was miscommunication or whatnot, but they wanted a hard yolk and soft whites with a poached. All right, now normally with an egg, the yolk's on the inside, okay, and the white's on the outside. Is not the opposite. So I was asking the the waiter to go back out and ask him again, what the hell do they want? Yeah, because it didn't make sense. Hey guys, hey everyone. Yeah, I know. The thing is, with people coming in just a few minutes before closing, it's a typical thing that happens. It's just a typical thing. Pardon me for asking, Chef. Hey, Nick, but there's a channel I love. He's called Werewolf. Weary. A super nice guy. He does cooking with a budget. You actually did. Wait, one of the bloody chat keeps missing. He actually did a video. Well, it keeps moving. He actually did a video on cooking for a week for £3. Ooh, £3 for a week. £3. Well, that's a budget. What did he do? Did he grow his own food? It's like £3 for a week of food. I mean, you have to be living off of peanuts. But no, no. Oh, thank you for letting me know. If I remember, I'll take a look at it. Hey, James, the Fanyuki knives, good for daily use for cutting veggies or gyuto. I was going to buy one of them. So if you know one better for like 100 to 250 euro range. Oh, no, definitely, definitely, definitely. I have a few, huh? If you can get, all right. So, well, not for 200 though. Okay. Well, Onru is one of my favorite Japanese knife makers. All right. Normally, his knives are around the $300, 300 euro mark, but they're good. They're very, 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 very good. Unless you get a petty knife. So if you get a paring knife, it's about 150. What's another one? What's another one? Well, I have a bunch behind me, but they don't always have the names on them. Makoto. I think Makoto? Makoto. I think it's Makoto. I think that's the other one. And let me show you guys. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Makoto is this maker. So with this one, this I think is about 180. All right. It cost me about 180. And I don't use this one that much. I have a like 24 centimeter chef's knife that I use a lot more. You've seen it with a lot of my cooking videos. But the good thing is that this is SG2 stainless steel. So this is not going to rust on you. It's a little more like it, you can use it a little bit. You don't really need to worry about it. But if you guys want to go with like a carbon knife, then I mean, if you go to a reputable knife shop, they're going to have a lot of good makers. So it's not like you're going to get scammed or anything with Japanese knives. But if you want a better knife maker, I need to do another knife video. Don't I? I need to show you some knives that I collected over the past couple of years and I haven't shown all of you. This is a Onru paring knife or a petty knife. This one is a beautiful knife. It's carbon steel. It's blue steel. I haven't done the patina yet, so this is why you don't see the difference between the outer layer of stainless and then the carbon. But it is a beautiful, beautiful knife. And I have a few other sizes. I have the 21 centimeter and I have the 24. The 24 centimeter one is a beautiful knife. But these knives just feel good in your hand. But these are very hard to come by. Yeah. So if you can find one of these for this maker, then get it, because it took me like a year and a half, 2 years to get the 24 centimeter Onru chef's knife because nobody had it. It's like I was looking and looking and looking, and finally I decided to look at a Japanese store in Japan, and they had it. Hey guys. Hey everyone. My favorite dishes for beginners. Let's see. Well, let's see. Soups, as I said, are good. Soups are easy because if you mess up, it doesn't matter. You can just blend it. You can blend the veggies and make a puree. Purees are also excellent to start with. I mean, like if you have very basic knife skills, start with soups. But you can also do other elaborate things like cooking fish and everything else, but just start off small. Is Wusthof a good knife brand? Definitely. The German brands are very good. That's the only knife brand that I use actually professionally is Wusthof. I mean, I have other knives. I have others. I have Victronox. I have other Swiss knives and everything. But I don't have any Victronox knives with me except for this one. So the Swiss Army knives, this company, the famous Swiss Army knife company, makes chef's knives. And they make very good chef's knives. So if you're on a budget and you can't afford anything, get a set from Victronox, and that would be a good enough. I mean, it'll cost you maybe $200 for 3 or 4 knives, but it depends on where you get them. And if anybody's wondering if I made some knife videos, go onto my YouTube channel and check my videos. I made a few. How do you, PSX Guru, do you rate Japanese global knives? All right, so global, I'll talk about them. Let me show you another one. The show and tell tonight with knives. All right, so global I don't have, okay? And I don't have global, not because I don't like them. Well, mostly because I don't like them. I mean, I don't have them because they've never felt right in my hand. I mean, I've never enjoyed them. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that the handle itself feels like it's too small for my hands. So when I hold anything or when my hands are wet, it feels like it's going to slip out of my hand, and I don't like that. Now, this is Miyabi. These are this is the Hinkle Japanese, they bought it. So this is the Japanese version of the German company. This is a very, very, very nice knife. These are the knives that you see Nick DiGiovanni using on his channel. He has another type. I don't think he has the white handle. All right, this is birchwood. But no, these are very nice. The thing is, though, if you're going to be working, okay, in a professional kitchen, I do not recommend using this knife in your kit. Why? Somebody's going to steal it. Okay, and I'll be very honest. It is very shiny. It is. But someone's going to steal it. I mean, when you're cooking, like if you're going to be cutting or anything, it feels really good in your hand. Definitely. And the balance, more or less, if you guys can see it, is right around here. But it doesn't take a 300 or 400 euro knife to do the job that a 50 euro knife or even a 20 euro knife can do. All right. When you get to these knives, this is more when you start to collect. It doesn't mean that they're bad. I mean, they're excellent knives. I can use this. But this is more of a Japanese knife. It's very thin, the blade, very thin. And it's not meant to use, like if you see the hilt here, this is meant to cut. With my Wusthof knives, I have a bevel that comes down, so it's a guard. One, it protects your hand, and two, you can use it to crack nuts or anything else that you need. So it's a multi-purpose tool, which is what you need for a chef's knife. If you're going to be cutting sushi and nothing more, then instead of getting a Japanese knife, I would recommend getting a more traditional Japanese knife, like either one of the earlier ones that I showed you, or getting a very traditional Japanese knife, which is a single bevel knife. More of the traditional ones, because the Gyutos, which is a hybrid version, Japanese Western, which is what I showed you a little bit. Oh no, I haven't showed you those. This one's a Gyuto. These are hybrids. These are not traditional Japanese. Let me show you this one. Another Japanese Western style that would be more suitable would be this one. This is it's a Masamoto, no? It's a Masamoto. A Masamoto VG steel. So this is VG, yeah? This is more stainless. It's not going to rust on you as much, but it has a Western handle. And I think Joshua Wiseman also has this knife. But this one is a very, very comfortable knife to use. The steel is around, it's not super hard, okay? It's around, I think, 58, 56. Maybe it's a little softer. But the thing that you want to keep in mind is that, do you want to be spending around 200 euros on this, or do you want something that's going to be within your budget? So either one, you can buy something that's expensive, or two, you can save your money and buy something that's cheaper. Let me just put that away here. All right. Yeah, now I'm all into my knives. Well, I mean, honestly, I love knives. I love collecting knives. Hey, I have a heck of a lot of knives downstairs. Like this is nothing. I have another 20 or 30 downstairs. All German. All of them. Well, no, sorry. I have a couple French. What are your three most important skills or techniques you recommend home cooks master? Oof. Well, three, I wouldn't say necessarily three, but you need to be, with cooking, you need to be willing to learn. You need to be patient as well. And it definitely takes skill. So you need to practice. Sorry, guys. I've been looking at the knives. Yeah, I haven't been reading the comments. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Sour ponder. James, was there any cooking with Jack recipes that slightly did not vomit? Slightly did not, or that made me vomit? I'll tell you, the enchilada one almost made me throw up, yeah? I had breakfast that day. I kid you not. In that one, I was queasy because I literally was queasy. Can you review Marco Pierre White? Yeah, I can review Marco Pierre White. Well, let me take a look at his videos and see if I can, because with all this stuff going on with the copyright stuff and everything, I don't know if I'll be able to. My goodness. Sorry, guys. Hey, Adam. Hey, Adam Lord. Hey, how you doing? I missed all the comments and everything. I was talking about knives. The best knife I've ever used is a brand called, whoops, Supermarket. Supermarket. Wow, if it works, it works. True, Sebastian. Jack's Pizza wasn't that bad, but it wasn't truly Jack's Pizza. He bought the masa, the dough. All he did was put a little bit of tomato sauce on. He cut up some other things, stuck it on there, and that was it. And he still messed up the basil. He put it in before he stuck it in the oven, and then the basil came out super dry. All right, so guys, I have a few videos lined up, okay? I've been productive. So I have a couple Jack videos ready. Yeah, two actually. But tomorrow, I don't think you guys are going to be getting a Jack video. You're going to be getting one other video that I think is a very good thing. Tip. Sorry. Tip. What happened with tips? So, James, what is your recommendation to substitute alcohol in certain dishes? Well, if you can't drink, it depends on the dish. If you need to like deglaze something, just tips, donation. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me look back. If you need to deglaze a dish, water, you can substitute it. If you're going to be using it for a stock or something. No, I'm not seeing anything, guys. I missed a donation. I'm sorry. Let me manually check. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm sorry, Yummy Freak. I'm sorry. It didn't show up on my OBS. Hey, Chef, love all your videos. Thank you for providing us with some wholesome, educational, entertaining content. Oh, thank you. I have a cousin who enjoys baking. Any good pastry chefs or baking utensils you recommend for them? All right, well, let me go to my channel right now, actually. There is a couple YouTube chefs that I know of that are excellent bakers. Where is he? Where is he? One is a French baker. He's a French chef. And where is he? Let me see. Wow, I actually follow a lot of people. Bruno Albuz. Okay, he has 1.4 million subs. He is a very, very, very good chef. He mostly does pastry. He does some savory dishes. He doesn't get that many views. He should get more. Actually, we should review one of his videos. But he is a phenomenal baker and chef. So if you want to make panna cotta, if you want to make quiche, if you want to make whatever you want to make, he will show you how to make it. As far as utensils, that gets into a very expensive. field because one, I mean, okay, if you have a stand mixer, it's a good thing. It helps you out. But you need good knives, you need good spatulas, you need good pots and pans. I would highly recommend getting, if you're into baking, getting a couple sizes of bowls. So a couple different bowl sizes, stainless steel, okay? And specifically, you can get a couple that are round bottom, but then you have to stick something under it so it won't roll, but it's easier to whisk. And then get some flat bottom ones that you can just sit on the countertop and mix. All right. The other thing, different types of measuring spoons. There's a whole list. There really is. And then, of course, getting different containers and everything, Bain Marie's, 9 pans, 6 pans, everything that we use in the kitchen if you really, really, really want to do it like professionally. And I would also recommend getting gastros. So with a gastro is a hotel pan. And if this was a normal video, I could show you guys, I could put up some images and all that, because I still don't know how to search. I need to figure it out because then maybe with the other streamers, I know that they search the web and everything. I need to figure this out. I haven't done it yet. Anyway, get some gastros, full-size gastros. You can get some shallow gastros, so they're basically flat baking trays. You can use those to cook on. They're multi-purpose. Oh, is there a delay? May have I seen How to Basic? Yes, I have. We reviewed one of the videos, by the way. I'm a Q&A. I'm running on Twitch. All right, so if anybody is having issues on YouTube, I'm streaming twice to YouTube. So the normal 16:9 video, shorts as well. And then we're also streaming to Twitch, TikTok as well. So anybody on TikTok, I'm sorry, I don't see your chats. And Kick. Oh, everyone went quiet. Maybe something's going on with YouTube tonight. Don't know. It was sarcasm, chef. I meant to say I've never used any chef's knife other than the ones from the grocery store. Ah, well, that's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as it works, it works. Chef, do you have any vegetarian recipes to upload? Well, I'll tell you what. I do have more, but I've already uploaded a few. So, one, if you go to my older videos, you'll see what's called escalivada. Okay, this is a Catalan word. It's a Catalan salad. Very easy salad in summer. It's under my Spanish section. Look, escalivada with an E. Escalivada. That is a very, very, very easy salad. You can add cheese to it if you want, goat cheese. You can add sardines, anchovies if you want to it, or just leave it with as it is, and it's tasty. But it's basically onions, aubergine, and peppers that you roast, you cook, you clean them, you chop them up, you season, and then you put on a little bit of toast, and that's it. You eat it. Not everyone likes it. It depends, but it's tasty. I love your videos. Oh, thank you. Did you get a sous vide machine yet? No, I haven't, Joe. No, 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 no. The sous vide machine I haven't gotten yet. Well, I haven't needed to get it. That's the thing, though. I mean, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get something that I need right now, but I haven't gotten it yet. What I did get, because I do need it, so recently what's been going on here is since the weather's turned hot, a lot of people have been putting on their AC. And since everyone in this little community puts on their AC at the same bloody time, it spikes the power grid and then we get rolling blackouts. So a few days ago when I posted the other video on Thursday, I said due to the blackouts, it was because everyone was putting on the bloody ACs. So to protect my PC, because I have to protect my PC while I edit, I can't have it just shut down on me. I've gotten one of those little battery packs, those APCs, those is it UPS? It's a UPS, I think. The UPS. pack to plug my computer in so it stays afloat. Because those things, I mean, honestly, it's a battery bank. It is. No, no, no. It is. It's a battery bank. I got the big one too. So it's 1200 watts. Um, I'm running, I think it is. It's 1,000 watts. Was 1,000 watt that I have running on my PC. But then with the monitor, with the Wi-Fi and everything, about 1,200 would cover it. Again, tips? Again, I need. Thank you guys. But oh, thank you, Sebastian, for the tip. I'm sorry, I'm not getting the tips on OBS. James, have you ever watched Clarkson's Farm? And if so, how do you think he's handled opening his pub? If not, I highly recommend the show. Well, the thing is about Clarkson, I used to see him, yeah? So I used to watch Top Gear and everything. I haven't seen that show in years. And I've seen snippets of him opening up his pub and he's opening up everything. So I don't know how he's doing. I need to check it out. But I did see I did see one little TikTok on his farm recently. And what happened? He put up a pen for his pigs, but you could clearly see that he didn't put a line. he didn't square it off. And every single post, they're all different heights and sizes, and then they're all wavy and wobbly, so nothing square. Yeah, I saw that. It seems like a handful. Oh, hi, Mom. How are you doing? My emojis are missing. It may be the phone. Yeah, it may be the phone. You ever gonna post any cooking videos? If I get more time, I'll post a cooking video. The thing is I'm doing everything by myself. So I'm doing the cooking, the recording, the editing, the lights, the camera, and everything. And while trying to do live streaming, while trying to do shorts, and while trying to also do reaction videos with everything else going on normally in my life. So if I had a like videographer or something or someone to help me, I'd definitely be doing more. Hey guys, but if I do other things, you know, it's a little hard to keep up. Is anyone having a little bit of trouble? Yeah, and editors are expensive. Is anyone having trouble with the videos right now? Are they delayed? Let me see. Okay. Let me just check. Okay, let me just check this. Is it gonna pop up? Because with Twitch, there is like no delay, but with the other streams, there seems to be a bit of a delay. And with Kick, I'm not seeing it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. In any case, no, it's working now. Don't know. It's a little bit of latency issues. Don't know. I mean, YouTube always has a little bit of a delay, a little more than Twitch. Chef, when will you do a collab with Uncle Roger? I don't know yet. I'm waiting for him to get a hold of me. I've tried to get a hold of him multiple times. Hey, Kumsa. Hey. Hiya. We need to get a collab with Chef Renver. Yeah, I know. I know. We need to, definitely. Well, with either him or with Jamie. Hmm? Oh, that would be something, huh? That would be something. That would be something interesting. Well, I think Chef Renver is a very nice guy. I think he'd be very good. So I wrote to his staff last year, and they wrote back to me and said that he may be coming to Europe, but I never heard anything more. So who knows? Maybe. Hi, Mara. Good morning. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll come to India one day. Jamie, I shouldn't repeat that, but okay. Reminds me of Chili Jam. Yeah, I know, Mr. Chili Jam. Thoughts on pineapple pizza? Oof. There are no Italians watching, are there? Like me personally, first of all, I don't like pineapple on pizza. Okay? I barely even eat pineapple. But on pizza, no, I don't. I don't like this. But I know a lot of people that do. But that's not the worst. I mean, there are some dishes like, get this. I've had a few subscribers from Finland and Nordic subscribers tell me that in Scandinavia, well, specifically, I think it was Finland, they put bananas on the pizza. Banana on a savory pizza, not on a sweet one. Pineapple and anchovies. Was you know what's very popular here though in Spain? Like when you go out to eat, it's very popular to get a pizza that's a tuna pizza. So they put tuna fish on it. And it's not bad. It isn't. But it's not the same as yeah, I mean there are different lines that you shouldn't cross, yeah, especially in Italy. And yeah, banana no. Banana is just strange. Oh, in Sweden, you do, Lena. Okay, well, good to know. Well, I thought it was just Finland. Same question I've asked before, Bal, but but it was probably lost. Ever thought about forging a knife yourself? Ooh, you mean having a custom knife built? Yeah, I have thought about it, but then I have to get a swordsmith, and uh, I'd have to contact a swordsmith. But no, I have thought about this. But I'll tell you, trying to get a custom knife made, that's going to cost you a good amount of money. I guarantee you it's going to be over 1,000. My favorite chef is live again. Oh, thank you, Phantom. Monkey Apocalypse. Banana doesn't sound the worst. There are quite a few Hispanic dishes that mix banana with savory things like ground beef and black beans, for example. Really? Which ones specifically? Because I love Mexican cuisine, but I don't remember ever hearing about a banana dish that's savory growing up in the Southwest. Oh, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Hey, and everybody that's just arrived, welcome. Check tips. Again, tips. I mean, my goodness. Tips? No, that's the wrong one. That's not the main channel. I have to go to this one. Oh, thank you, Outstrike. I'm sorry. The tips are not working on my I don't know why it's not working on my chat tonight. I have to physically go to YouTube. Have you ever seen or heard of Cooking with Vlog? Vlog? He is a UFC champion, really? That does cooking videos. No, I haven't. Hope you react to him one day. I'll take a look at that. A UFC champion. And he has his own YouTube channel and he's doing cooking videos. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'll take a look at that. It's interesting. Does he do good? In Mexico, I used to eat rice and beans or moros con cristianos with banana. Rice and beans. Oh, yeah. No, okay. No, now I remember. All right. This was a dish. I've seen this one before. I have. I was thinking that you're talking about another one, though. Cryptic, I rarely catch your stream, Chef, but it's always a good time learning and it's interesting. Oh, thank you, Cryptic. Smart guys, Joy, you are probably one of the most honest YouTube chefs I've ever seen. Oh, thank you. Well, here's the thing. I mean, there's no reason to sugarcoat chef's life, okay? I mean, it doesn't mean that it's horrible. It's not. You can have a really cushy job. But I mean, if you literally ask any chef, especially even Brian, he'll tell you the same thing. There are moments that you really question why you got into it. How do you think about vegan chef? You mean vegan chefs or vegan? vegan. Well, let me put it this way. As long as I'm not living with a vegan, I'm happy. Okay? Because I'm not a vegan. If somebody wants to be a vegan, that's fine. They can be a vegan. If somebody wants to just eat vegan food and just veggies and everything, that's fine. If somebody just wants to eat fruit and vegetables that you don't kill and just fall off the tree, that's also fine. As long as I don't have to cook extravagant meals, it's fine, yeah? But the only problem is when you go into a restaurant that, a ver, it's like in a restaurant today, a normal place should have a couple options on the menu. That's not just bread and water, okay? So that they should have a few options for either vegans or for vegetarians, pescatarians, whatnot, so people can eat that. And a lot of places, like when you go to an upscale place, they're going to have these options. When you go to a restaurant that is just a normal little hole in the wall here, they may not have that. And that can be a challenge. What do you think about someone eating noodles or pasta with rice together? Sorry? That's a new one. I haven't seen that yet. Pasta and rice together. I don't know. I mean, well, you know what? It's kind of like here. We also eat here, which is pretty common, is a Spanish tortilla, which is normally with potatoes that you eat on toast, right? But and I do know someone, friends that he told me that his mother, they're Italian, that his mom does make, well, take the leftover pasta to make a frittata and then eats it on bread, or eats the pasta with bread, which I need to ask Vincenzo if this happens in his family. I bet it does. I need to ask him. But it's not something that I normally do. Oh, pasta and rice in the soup, Marion. Well, okay, that could be a little better. It could be a little better. It's a little better. Yeah, because I'm just imagining a bowl with pasta and rice. And it, to me, yeah, carbs and carbs, carbs plus carbs. You know what you could do? You could get pasta, you could get your rice, and then you can get your little loaf of bread. So you can have all three options. Although I think, yeah, it's not normal. No, Adam, no, it's not that normal. I thank you so much, 8254. First time watching your stream. Greetings from South Korea, where cooking shows are a big thing here, I suppose. Well, thank you. I've never been to South Korea. I would love to visit one day. Well, your cooking shows are big. Well, they probably are. I mean, cooking shows, it depends. Yeah. I mean, cooking shows are quite popular in the US too. And they're probably popular over here in Europe. I just don't watch them. But if anyone hasn't seen, like, the original Iron Chef, if I'm not mistaken, guys, that was originally Japanese, I think. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the show then came over to America 20 plus years ago because it was so popular over there. And then we started doing the Iron Chef challenges in America. And actually, in the early days, watching Iron Chef, that was pretty cool to watch. That really was. And if anyone didn't know, Chef Brian actually beat Bobby Flay on Iron Chef. Yeah? You need to go over to Brian's channel and ask him about that. If you go to South Korea, plan on going to Busan. All right. Well, thank you, Jason. Thank you for the tip. Let's see. What is this? Have you made Korean cuisine in your career, chef? Like strictly Korean cuisine? No. But I have made some Korean chicken wings on my channel. So if anyone wants to go check that recipe out, it's super delicious, all right? Okay, I had to substitute the ingredients because I didn't have the correct chili paste. All right, so forgive me for the recipe. It was at the time I didn't have a lot of money. Yeah, it was meant to be one of those recipes that you had to invent. All right, and this is what happens with a lot of the recipes when you're cooking. And you don't have the recipes on hand, either because one, you can't afford it, or two, you can't find it, which is also possible. Sometimes you have to invent things. So you have to be resourceful. Yep, it's Japanese. Been watching it since I was a kid. Oh, thank you, Eric. Yeah, it's like watching the very first Iron Chef. That used to be really cool. I haven't seen Iron Chef though in a long time. It's been years since I've seen Iron Chef. I actually meant doing the swordsmithing yourself. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't have the infrastructure to do that. South Korean cuisine is delightful. However, I don't fancy North Korean cuisine. Well, Damien, North Korean cuisine. I don't think I'm not very familiar with what that would be. Similar, no? Best is chicken biryani. A lot of you guys are having your own conversations. Does anyone have any other questions? Because right now it's getting close to dinner time. Chef, what do you think about a cuisine that offends three cultures at once? I have one you have to watch. I'll send you through DM. Okay. All right. All right. It's not a Jamie recipe, is it? Let's see. Oh, all right. So wait, I have different chats over here. So, Chef James, if you were invited as a black spoon chef in culinary class wars, would you go? I don't know. What is that? Is it like a game show or what is it? Cowboy Kent also did Cowboy. What? Sorry, Miranda. Cowboy Kent cooked in Iron Chef. Did he? He beat Bobby Flay. Oh, or he also did. Hostia. Didn't know that. James, what do you think of attending a course on. Ooh, the chat's moving. On knife maintenance. Keen on your thought. A course on knife maintenance. Do you want my real opinion or do you want a polite opinion? All right. I don't think like first I'd like to know how much the course costs because me personally, okay, I don't believe you need to waste your money on a course specifically about knife maintenance. But that's just my opinion. If this course is about the basics of cooking, how to learn how to cook, and you're going to be doing other things, then I would say it could be a good option. But if it's about knife maintenance, how to sharpen, take care, not bang up, not mess up your knives, save your money, get a couple cheap knives yourself, and work with them and practice and learn yourself. Truly. Or watch some of my videos or watch some of, well, not Gordon's videos because he broke a couple knives on his video on his channel, but watch some of my videos or Chef Brian's or anybody's just to get an idea on how to take care of the knives. Pinkill, hi Chef James, greetings from south of Peru. Wow, we have everybody from all over the world right now. Oh, welcome everybody. I need to try and make some kimchi. Ah, Ghost. I actually, you know what? The other day, because I have been wanting to get some kimchi. The other day I did get some kimchi. Yeah, and it's actually quite difficult to get like raw kimchi here. I'm gonna have to make it myself because it took me forever to try to find some online. I did get it from Madrid, but when you get kimchi, you want to get the raw stuff. You don't want to be getting the super pasteurized stuff. The benefit with kimchi is that it has live cultures. So kind of like sauerkraut, the same thing. So you don't want to be getting the pasteurized version. All right. And this isn't like drinking raw milk. Okay. This is where it's been fermenting. This is a product that should be healthy for you to eat. The only thing is trying to get something that is not fully pasteurized. With milk, you need to, milk's another subject. Okay. You're dealing with proteins, you're dealing with other things with cows. You should get pasteurized just so you don't hurt yourself. Carbon steel knives, well, this is true. This is true. Carbon steel knives can be more difficult and challenging to take care of, but in the end, carbon steel, the one thing that you don't want to do with carbon steel knives is you don't want to, like, okay, imagine that you're going to be cutting up something, some sushi or something with your carbon steel. You want to clean it. You don't want to just leave it on the work counter space or on your oh, no, I can't think in English, on your cutting board, like, and just allow it to dry or to allow it to leave it there. What you want to do is you want to clean it, and when you clean it, you want to make sure that you, one, do not use the scratch pad cleaning it. You want to use a sponge so you don't scratch it because they're not cheap. And two, you don't want to allow it to air dry. You want to take some paper towels, a chef's cloth, pat it dry, and it would be a good idea to either one, take a little bit of wax or oil and then have a go over the knife when you're finished after you sharpen it and everything. Or actually using a little strobe. But the one thing I do recommend, and this is a little tip for the carbon knives, it's much easier to put a little bit of wax on the knife than it is oil, because if you put oil on it, it can get a little sticky and tacky after a while. If you put wax on it, it'll last longer. And it's easy to wipe off. You don't need to put a thick coat on, just something a food grade wax that you can put on top. Hey guys, hey everyone. Hey chef, is it hard to get into the restaurant industry? I want to become a chef like you. Oh, thank you, Stories for Life. Well, it's not super difficult to get into hospitality. What I would recommend for you to do, okay? I made a video not that long ago, about 2 years ago, on my channel. Check it out. It's what you should know before getting into culinary. And I also gave some tips on how to get into it. All right. So I'll tell you a brief summary of that video. Basically, if you want to get into culinary and you want to get into being a chef in a good restaurant, I would recommend trying to at least apply as a dishwasher first if you have no experience in one of the best restaurants that's near you. All right? Apply to a few because you're never going to get a response just from one unless you're lucky. If you know someone, even better, because then you have a foot in the door. But learn how the restaurants work, and if you truly do want to continue, then either you can work with that restaurant and they'll teach you if there's a good chef working there, or you can go to culinary school. But if this is something that you just want to practice with and you don't want to spend a lot of money on, work in the restaurant first. You can always go to school later if you want to. But if you want to do something else after working in the restaurant for a year or two, it's not a problem. Lexi, hey, sending vibes from Switzerland. I got a question. Can you ice a cake? Me personally, ice a cake. I can. It's been a long time though since I've made a cake. It's been a while, but it takes a little bit of practice. You have to learn your piping skills. It's been a long time though since I've iced a cake. So very, very, very long. If I were to do it right now, it would be a while. Yeah, no, Craig. No, not WD-40 for oil. No, 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 no. We're talking about mineral oil. We're talking about a mineral oil that's food grade. Yeah, you don't want to be even putting WD-40 anywhere near food. The same thing with the wax. You want something that's food grade. Hey guys. Hey, from Portugal. Hi. This is a good question. Is there an advantage to regular saucepans as opposed to chef pans with rounded bottoms? Well, there is. But typically rounded bottoms for chef pans, they're not very common, at least in the West. Some of them are. But if you mean not the bottoms themselves, because those tend to be flat. But if you mean more like a saucepan, no? Well, saucepans are very, very good to have. It's good to at least have one. That way you can toss easily. Um, really depends on the pan and the brand that you're using. It's like if you're going to be shopping for a wok, obviously having a wok with a round bottom is going to be a little better for the food and easier to toss than a flat bottom one. But it's going to be more difficult to cook with because it's going to be moving around on you unless you have this set up. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off because my stomach's growling and it's time to. I'm hungry right now. I ate early today. All right. Thank you very much for everything. I'll see you guys again later, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right. Well, you won't see me. You'll see me in a video, but hopefully all of you will be there. The same time I'm going to be posting, 5 p.m. my time, Spain. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to ask. And by the way, if none of you guys saw, if I can ask one thing for you guys, after this, go check out the last video that I posted on Thursday. It's Nick DiGiovanni making his fried chicken. Try to get that video's views up because it's struggling. It needs help. Because I posted on a day that I don't post, so the algorithm thinks now that nobody likes it. Thank you guys for everything, and thank you very much for the tips tonight. Yeah, take care, guys. Take care. Well, what's for dinner? I don't know yet. I really want pizza, but I have to make it then. I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Take care.